This is Jonathan Ferguson, the Keeper of Firearms and Artillery at the Royal Armouries Museum in the UK, which houses a collection of thousands of iconic weapons from throughout history. And I'm your host, Dave Jewett, and please throw away your prosium as we're going to be enthusiastically breaking down the weapons of Equilibrium.
So, a real shotgun, perhaps the coolest shot of the movie, not least because he does it for real. The thing that always strikes me about these guns is how utterly enormous the trigger guard is. Look at this. Absolutely.
You might be the first person caught on camera looking through an MPK trigger guard.
Yeah, bonkers.
Cursed merch is back with 10 brand new cursed gun designs that you can find on t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more. And we also have a very fetching cursed Hawaiian shirt featuring some of our new cursed designs and some classics from last year. These will only be available until September, so be sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. Down there you'll also find the Patreon exclusive extended cut of this episode, but without further ado, it's over to Jonathan.
The gun cutter treats the gun as a total weapon, each fluid position representing a maximum kill zone.
I dare say I'm an Equilibrium superfan. There are dozens of us. I'll
say fan, not super fan, but you have requested this episode multiple times.
I have. See, it's not just you in the comments that has to keep requesting things. It's me as well. So the absolute star of the show is one of a series of extended Beretta 92s. Everyone talks about Underworld. Pfft, nah. Even Leon, the Professional. Great movie. This is the ultimate in extended 92 series Berettas, if you ask me. And just to prove my super fan status, I'm going to be replacing my Casio for this recording with this remarkably shiny Android, not that Android, Alien. Completely ridiculous watch. And I stopped wearing it and put it on display with this.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Which is just a kit, but it's a very accurate kit from Matsu Corp. And it has the correct squared trigger guard, skeletonized hammer, even has the Grammaton Cleric, the tetragrammaton symbol on the grips there. And obviously the T there. You can see it's very lightweight, but it looks cool on display. So obviously the real 92F or FS Beretta alongside the replica. So really one of the better movie modifications of an existing gun. And I guess in universe, it's like they are making these pistols to the Beretta design with their preferred modifications. I guess it's the idea. It's beautiful, like there's really beautifully shot bits of action like this. I love the muttering in the background. Oh, where is he? And then he does this hugely implausible kind of strobe lit gun kata scene where he's something like magically. It's essentially magic. He's just executing people left, right, and center.
This scene is imprinted in my brain after watching it so many years ago. Like the robotic movement of the gun kata as well, that makes it adds to the uncanniness, and the over the gun shot of the people getting hit too. Really, really well done.
You're almost wondering first time, are these guys like cyborgs or something? What's going on? And they're just supposed to be super trained and alert. The glowing muzzles. They did that in the RoboCop reboot movie as well. That was also a cool scene, to be fair. But that's the first time I'd seen. Like it's very artificially done in post, but it's just like a real rule of cool moment at the end there. Speaking of which, fitting these things up your sleeves is another rule of cool moment. Can you see how that might not work?
Need sleeves of a wizard to get those up there.
I shall leave that one where it lies, Dave. So yes, concealed up the sleeves. And they literally just cut the grip off a stunt cleric pistol for those deployment scenes. I guess inspired by Taxi Driver. You really see it there. It's a really cool shot, but clearly it's got no grip on it. Love the backflip. The dust is used to such great effect for these shots. There's very little blood. actually. Very little blood. And yet you get the real sense of the impact of the rounds. Even like the little spark of his, almost like his head's exploded at the end there. The silly poses, they all, like, especially if you're watching this with someone else who's like raising an eyebrow at it, I can imagine it being a bit like, yeah, it's a bit silly. Watch it on your own or with some friends that are of a like mind. It is just a great time. But yeah, the idea of pistol whipping, but how can we make it more brutal and cool? I know, we'll have somehow trigger activated, seems risky. Spike, not really spikes, they're like impact.
Like tiny hammers?
Tiny hammers, we'll go with tiny hammers, and they pop out and you beat people up with them and they somehow retract. Now, these guns seem to have round counts in the 30s or more, despite only being 15 round mags. And yet, you've eaten into that space with retracting tiny hammers. So, it's like nonsense upon nonsense, but somehow I give it a pass. You can see that this is a solid casting. If you look at the back strap, you can see where it's come out the mold, I think. And we've got, this is a reverse shot as well. You see, it should say Preston and then his 3-digit number. And it says Grammaton Cleric above that. They obviously thought it looked cooler left to right rather than right to left, so they just flipped the shot. It's a good looking movie gun, I think. Something about that underbite works really well. What doesn't work at all, again, being fondly critical of this film, is the Tetragrammaton muzzle flash. Because where's that coming out of? Like, it's not coming out of the dust cover, is it? And even if it was, it would be a T-shape. It wouldn't be an inverted T-shape times 4. So if we were, for some reason, remaking this film, I would be trying to create a compensator that practically, it couldn't give you the T, obviously, but at least give you the 4. And then you could tweak those with CGI. I don't know. I think it looks cool. And of course, we've moved the front sight out from the slide as well. Failed to mention that. Now, the selector is, as I say, built into like a solid prop, and it is an M16 or AR-15 selector. Kind of works for me because it was already borrowed by Ingram for the Mac 10, so grafting it onto a Beretta doesn't trouble me. What does trouble me is you're either losing your slide release, I think depending on which, because they'd have to be ambidextrous or mirrored pistols. So let's say it's just the right-hand pistol. You've got a trigger connector there. Trigger bar. You can't just build another selector switch over that. So that's another rule of cool moment. And the idea that I guess making them select 5 pistols is fine, but they should have done it with the selector up here. It's all about, for this director, what looks good in that shot, in that moment, and nothing else matters.
We have brand new cursed merch featuring some brand new cursed gun designs, and we figured what better way to celebrate those than to use them to inflict some psychic damage on your friend and mine, Jonathan Ferguson.
Oh my word. I'm not one of these XM8 fanboys particularly. To me, it is kind of just a G36 in a dress. So I'm not too upset. And they've kind of melded in the Bren elements quite well. I don't utterly hate it. I think we've got an offset integrated optic there, haven't we, to get around the magazine. Okay.
I dubbed this one the Famamamas 38. I gave Hatlegs the direction of an unbullpupped FAMAS with wooden furniture, and then they melded it with the MAS 38, which I think was a absolutely genius boot.
That is genius. I respect the thinking there. It's always going to be a bit cursed with that downward pointed barrel, and they've really leaned into the grenade launcher portion of the barrel to sort of add a flare there at the front. Someone needs to tweet that at Ian McCollum at the earliest opportunity, please.
The new Cursed collection is a limited edition, so get them while you can. But we've got t-shirts, hoodies, hats, stickers, pint glasses, and even a very fetching Hawaiian shirt. These will only be available until September, so check out expvideo.info or use the link in the description below to find the full collection. And now I'll get back to the video.
They sort of managed to cheat that shot, so they really do look like they come out of his sleeves intact there. Not quite sure how they managed that. I do like the flat line, although he is still showing some emotion at that point, but Like it's got it. He's somehow able to recall his training and get it under control enough to go nuts. The gimmick magazines are, again, silly but cool. Why the very specific application of rolling your magazines, sliding your magazines into a room you're going to fight through to be able to then reload down there. It's cool, but it's extremely silly. It's like, why wouldn't you just reload with magazines on your person? It's shot really well, though. I love these smash close-ups. It's almost like Zack Snyder stuff before Zack Snyder. I remember the fans would call them the Weeble mags, because Weebles wobble but they don't fall down. Whether they're extended in any way, I don't know, because the purpose of those weighted bases seems to just be to present the magazines for the reload.
It's quite funny that the CGI budget didn't extend in regards to the muzzle flashes. Only some scenes have that.
Yes.
Cleric muzzle flash.
Now the hand trapping martial arts with the pistols scene, I hadn't seen anything like this. Now I wasn't into Hong Kong action at this point, so I was being introduced to some of these concepts for the first time. Lots of bullet impacts and dust flying. Obviously we'd seen the lobby scene in The Matrix, doing a great job of that.
Regardless of who wins this fight, they've both got hearing damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. In fact, there'd be a really funny edit of this where he does this monologue and he just goes, "What?"
It's just a hum. It's just a high-pitched hum.
Oh yeah, just a wee. It's a really cool range of guns in this movie, beyond the famous pistol. Your favourite, G36. Now, it's filmed in Germany, hence G36s are available. So, full-length G36. This is 1998, so it's pretty bang on for the movie. Still look quite futuristic, I thought, in the early 2000s. So the only kind of sci-fi guns really are the Clerics pistols, and even they are just dressed up 92. So the idea that society's collapsed and has been rebuilt in this very controlled way, I think is a very good explanation, or good enough explanation for why we don't have any weapons of future times. It's unspecified, I think, when it takes place. That was extremely unsafe. 5.56 rifle rounds are highly likely, I mean, maybe they're using frangible rounds or something, I don't know, to go straight through and kill your cleric buddy.
I was going to say that literally seconds prior to that, he's shooting through a wall.
Exactly, yeah. You'd have to speculate some sort of very quick chain or an off-camera reload. Yeah, you have to make a lot of excuses for this film. So next up, this is very questionable. Arguably the biggest crime against the WTA. Well, no, it is the biggest crime against the WA 2000. Somehow, so it was available. The Hollywood productions would have killed to get their hands on a WA 2000, and there's Kurt Wimmer going, "Oh, that's a funky looking gun. Let's make it a shotgun." It's very much not a shotgun. It is famously, among us anyway, a bullpup sniper rifle. That post-Munich super accurate semi-auto sniper rifle thing that the PSG-1 comes out of from H&K. Very, very expensive. Kind of insane that they've taken off the bipod and the scope. And they haven't, I mean, thankfully they haven't cut the gun up to do this. But it's like mimed as a pump action.
When I watched this for the first time, I don't think I was aware of the WA 2000. So I just saw it as a freaky looking shotgun. Yeah. Then going back and rewatching it a few years ago, I was like, hang on a minute, that's not right.
Yeah, they obviously did the thing where they laid out the guns on tables for the director and producer and whoever prop master to look at. Like, what are you going to use for who? And, oh, that looks like a cool sci-fi gun. So I think this is meant to be, like the Cleric pistols, something that exists in the future. But it's such a singular design that no. It's the one thing that, in my misspent youth watching this when it came out, arguably, yeah.
There's a lot of shotgun cocking happening off screen as well. You just hear the ch-ch.
it's a very odd choice.
You can see the Walther trademark covered with a bit of tape as well.
I never even realised that. Yes, you can. That's very funny.
Actually, I've all shotgun pumps happen off screen. It's not some of them, every single one. You don't see him even mime.
In my head, after a few years of not having seen this for a while, he mimes it, but he doesn't. You're absolutely right. That is what sticks in my head as miming it, but he isn't really.
Give it to me, sir.
He's just repositioning, but the editor has put in the sound effect to make it seem like he's cocking it. Our old chum, the MP5, and the MP5K. Oh, with a buttstock. No. Yes, PDW buttstock. It's a single point sling, but it has a PDW buttstock folded alongside. More interestingly, and you know me, I love an MP5, but more interestingly than that, and here's where we might need an appeal. Now that is a Walther MPK, not the L. The MPL is the one on the cover of the box of Jagged Alliance 2, if I remember correctly. The MPK is the shorter version. So it's Walther's take on the, well, not take, sorry, but rival to the MP5. And it is a push button on the stock. No, it's a push button latch. So rip it open, latch it closed. We don't have a mag. So if anyone knows of a source for Walther MPL or MPK mags, we'll be gratefully receptive. But yeah, an unusual gun. I guess if they could have standardized on these as the sub guns for the sweepers, it would have been even cooler, because a lot of people aren't familiar with them. They would have looked vaguely futuristic, or at least different. The thing that always strikes me about these guns is how utterly enormous the trigger guard is. Look at this. Absolutely.
Might be the first person caught on camera looking through an MPK trigger guard.
Yeah. Bonkers. Why is it so huge? Pistol grip's quite huge too. Anyway, it's even got the charging handle in a similar location to the MP5, although it doesn't, obviously, you can't slap it, so who cares? Moving on.
Ah, shit, shoot him!
So, a real shotgun, and perhaps the coolest shot of the movie. Not least because he does it for real. These are not modified. They don't have weighted front pistol grip pumps on them. He's just using inertia to cock them. Blowing door hinges and locks off doors there, which, I mean, it's in a very unrealistic scene. It's a realistic concept, at least. First time I think I saw door hinges get shotgunned off. What would also be hilarious is if they mistimed the shot and he just face planted off that door. Yeah, so these are Benelli M3s. We have one M3 and it's Super 90 with a fixed stock and a longer barrel. So we have a pistol grip pump, but I forget what it is. Certainly not a Benelli.
I'm assuming those pistol grips on the front of the shotguns had, but the ones from that shot were customized to allow the swivel to spin.
That is another silly moment, but it's so cool. Nope, he's just that precise with his force that he can spin them in place. But yeah, prop-wise, good point. I don't know how. I guess they must have replaced them with pivoting ones for that, I would think. Because they would just fall to the ground, wouldn't they?
We have suppressed its abysmal.
So the rifles here, which are sort of, I guess there are two standards. There's the G36 family and there's the Beretta AR-70. We only have the one Beretta AR-70. We do have a civilian semi-auto, but for the military version, this is the only one that we have, interestingly. So you see the bipod on there. Some of them I think do have bipods. The one I'm seeing there doesn't. So I guess this is that fad of the 80s or 70s for permanently attached bipods, like the FAMAS falls victim to that. I say falls victim. The French seem very happy with their permanently attached bipods. So 70/223 is it's technically its full designation. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can. On the side there. Part of that's other trend of boxy sheet metal receiver, intermediate caliber rifles. People are going to start saying AR-18 again, but not as simple as that.
Cleric, don't shoot. This is a lawful entry. We have a warrant for your wife's arrest.
This poor guy not only gets his arm broken, but he gets his Beretta turned into an M16 magically. Well, that's a bit of a blow, isn't it? These are quite, unusual and sought after outside of Italy anyway. It's just an ordinary AR suddenly. I don't know how they did that.
I like that that's the bit that makes you squeamish and not the crunching of fingers getting caught in the trigger gun.
Yeah. He does get away with a lot in this movie, doesn't he? It's like the dog that breaks him in the end, or reveals him. They let him get away with... Well, of course, they're supposedly aware of all of this, but the sort of functionaries of the regime aren't. The spinning attack there is... It's scene after scene of utterly ridiculous, but lots of fun.
I really like the bit with all the sweepers burst in and he's just like, oh, I pretend that I'm on their side. He stands there like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Before then absolutely wiping the floor with them. Thank you all for watching. Let us know what other games, movies, TV shows or beyond you would like to see on the show, and of course, subscribe. As always, a huge shout out to all of our wonderful supporters over on the EXP Patreon who allow us to make cool stuff like this. Links to support Jonathan and the Royal Armouries will also be in the description below, so make sure you check those out and show those folks some love as well. But until next episode, I want to say thank you once more for watching, and I will see you very soon.